Hello, Internet My name is Josh, Player, and welcome to. Normally, this is like a showdown live for the week, but I didn't feel like doing that, so we're gonna do whatever the fuck I feel like. And this was all supposed to go yesterday, but don't worry about it. We are here for NCP, a league that I am actually not part of this season, but I'm burnt out, so don't worry about it. We're here for NCP Season 8 of Stratus, the showdown version. And I'm going to react to the drafts and rank them, maybe. And we'll see how that works. Hold on. I actually need to get a notepad up. Okay. And then on this notepad, I need to capture it. Plus, window capture. You'd think I would have this ready in advance, but you would be exceedingly wrong. Cool. Okay. And then edit transform. From the left. Oh, no, not from the left. From the right. There you go. That's good enough. And we're going to move that. Okay, we can close that. And we're going to move that like right over here. Alright. We're going to do some power rankings and stuff. Now, this might be an original idea. Or at least was. But then when I was going to find the doc and start the recording, I found out John already did this. So, I guess Stratus gets 2 rounds of PRs. They just don't know this one's coming until I post the video and say, yee, ping, ping, ping. So, we're going to react to them. I've not seen any of the drafts so far. I'm just going to click. We're just going to start doing it. We're going to have a lot of fun. You might be asking why I wanted to do this, and the answer is I don't really know. I just felt like it. What the fuck? Where are the team pages? Okay. Rosters. Well, we're going to... We're gonna... Oh, they allowed Zamazenta. Wait, yo, hold on. Dashing Sentinel stole my fucking core of Zamazenta Zapdos. I literally have that in MLP. Or did I steal it from him? Gotta make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Alright. So I'm not going to look at this side. This is where I'm going to put my notepad, right, to cover it all so I don't see any of these drafts ahead of time. My mic also blocks everything else. Alright. That's actually really small. Hold on. So, immediately I see Zamazenta, Zapdos, which I like. Like I said, I just drafted that too. Which is cool. Okay, first of all, no. Bottom. Bottom. Cool, that looks good. And then we're just gonna make it bigger. I'll also say Glow King. Alright, so Zamazenta. Cool. Zamazenta, Zapdos, Slowbro, Kyurem, Hisuian. Oh, so it's PLA too. Hisuian, Typhlosion, Mega Audino, Donphan, Garbodor, Serena, Galarian, Moltres, and Ditto. This is Dashing Sceptile. So immediately I see one Rocker and a Spiker, Toxic Spiker, which is kind of unfortunate because that's really gonna like put pressure on you. Here, you Seattle Sigilif. Is that bigger? That'll be fine. Immediately, like I said, there's like very little hazards to put up, which I get it. Like boots are a thing, and like people bring them a lot, but people don't need to bring boots versus this kind of team. They just need to make sure that Donphan's not putting rocks up. So whoever has like regular Moltres, all they're gonna do is find something that can get rid of those hazards, and then Moltres can run like Specs or something, because a Specs and Moltres floors this team. Absolutely floors this team, like super, super bad. It's very unfortunate. I might have to look up some stats, but I'm pretty sure Typhlosion is just like the same, like base stats, close enough, right? I can look them up over here. Speed looks fine. I try not to judge too much on speed tiers unless they're like horrendous, right? Because I need to look up Hisuian Typhlosion. Cause unless they're like really, really bad, which I mean, yeah, these are fine. Maybe I would have had something between Zapdos and the other thing, but like that's not even that bad. It's fine. Let me see what Hisuian Typhlosion hits at speed. Oh, it's slower, but it's stronger. Is that it? Yeah, it's just slower, but it's stronger. Okay, okay. So 95 base speed. Not even that much slower. Wait, what else happened to it? Something else happened to it. Oh, we got less HP. Anyway, like the speed tiers are fine. You'll live as long as you don't like Weavile could be kind of an issue, but like you literally have one of the best Weavile switch-ins to literally ever exist in Zamazenta Crown, so that's cool. Can't be knocked off. Can't Ice Crash. I mean, low kick might do some damage. You have good breakers. You don't really have the greatest physical breakers. Zamazenta is not the most amazing physical breaker. There's actually a lot to take it on. Luckily, you got two of the best answers immediately in Slowbro and Zapdos. But like, there's gonna be some mons that are gonna be able to like handle it pretty well. Fizz Def mons, Super Fizz Def mons are gonna be fine. So like, you don't really have the best physical breakers. The special side, you're gonna wreck stuff from. So I can see like a lot of especially defensive mons, and then just like a Zamazenta counter, and that's what the people are gonna run versus you. So that kind of hurts in my opinion. But I mean, it's fine. You got plenty of setup, right? Howl, agility if you want it, Calm Mind, Dragon Dance. I'm pretty sure you get Calm Mind, Rock Polish, blah blah, Nasty Plot, and then you have anti setup, which is really really cool. As for like any specific weaknesses, I don't know how much I like your fairy answers. Like it's Mega too, so because it's Strata, like it's Showdown. So like Mega Gardevoir 6-0s this team. Not only 6-0s, but like it's hard to switch into Mega Gardevoir. A very strong fairy. You're gonna be like relying on Mega Audino a lot. Because like Garbota's not gonna take it on. And in general, Garbota's not the greatest fairies just because they always have like psychic coverage. Same thing with Typhlosion, they usually have like Shadow Ball or something to hit you. And you're not even that bulky. So you have great fairy killers in Zamazenta plus Garbodor, but like actually switching into them can be very problematic if you're not running like a Assault Vest Slowbro or constantly having to run Mega Audino to handle that. Fine versus Psychics, your fairy is Audino and your steel Zamazenta dragons are not a problem. You have a good dark, you have a good normal, you have a ground, which is Donphan. Again, kind of pressure because it's constantly wanting to put up rocks so that people can like double hit it because they're going to predict you to go good at rocks. So that's kind of unfortunate. And your other electric resists are fine. So that's not horrible. Plus you have a Ditto, which also resists electric. Because anything that's electric will be resisting itself. I'm trying to think if there's anything else immediately that I see. You're good against fire types. I guess special fire types could be a little problematic. Actually, yeah. So like Chandelure could be a really, really big problem. Actually, in general, other than Audino, special wall breakers in general kind of just like really mess this team up. Like you have a lot of good Fizz Def, Zamazenta, Slowbro, Donphan, stuff like that. Garbota's like mixed, so it's whatever. But like really strong special breakers are going to be a problem, especially if they have a good type advantage, which is you like fairy or fire, water. You have good water switch-ins. Ice. Not bad. You also have like one of the best ice switching, like ice resist or ice types, so you're fine. I guess Vanillix could be a real problem, but I mean Zamazenta, so whatever. Stuff like that. Overall, it's not bad. There's some things I like about it. Like I said, it can be very hard to switch into this. Slowbro is just like really good at just teleporting and getting in your appropriate wall breaker. I just think that there's going to be a lot that's going to hold you back in some instances. I'm still trying to like play out the types in my head. I don't see any other types that immediately stand out as really, really annoying. I guess, like, Double Dance Landorus, or like anything, like a Mamoswine, I guess. But, I mean, it's Mamoswine. But, like, a really good, strong, dark ground type can be kind of annoying. Serena, Galarian Moltres, Zapdos is good. And, like, Slowbro can run Fizz Def to handle it, so. Good stuff. It's not horrible, but, like, there's definitely a lot of ways to exploit this team. Wait, no, that's not what I want. I don't know what I'm moving, but I'll figure it out one day, I'm sure. Alright, so next we got Gentleman Thomas, and the Copenhagen Gallades. We have Urshifu Single Strike, Excadrill. I've done that before. It was great. Actually, this team also looks like one of my teams. This looks like APA Evolution. Hold on, I can find that. Right? Let me just take this. Cool. So, Urshifu Single Strike, Excadrill, Gengar, Florges, Celebi, Heliolisk, Vaporeon, Crobat, Gigalith, Drampa, Runerigus. No, that's a Josh draft. I'm pretty sure I've drafted something like that. Let's see here. Let's compare it to mine. I need Evolution. I think it's this one. No, it was Crown Tundra. Because I had Urshifu. Yeah, it was this one. Let me read off my team, because the team is, like, pretty similar. Like, the team's pretty similar. Urshifu Single Strike, Excadrill, Latias, Crobat, Vaporeon, Mega Manectric, Alcremie, Gigalith, Stoutland, Lurantis, and Raboot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pokemon the same. Two pretty similar in the fact that I had a fast electric type, and then I had a just a generic fairy TM. Something switched around, but like generally it's pretty similar. It's a pretty similar draft. Very interesting stuff there. But Urshifu Single Strike's really, really good. Like I said, I'm gonna immediately have bias towards it because I really ran shop with this core. Again, I had Latias, but like Celebi kind of helped fill that role. This core, I love the defensive backbone. I think the defensive backbone is really, really good. I know it's really, really good. My problems were more of just like I was playing bad, so don't worry about it. It's so nice. I also like the double ground. The double ground's super good on this team. As for speed, you have 110, you have 130, you have a 97 and a 95 and an Excadrill. Like the speed tiers are cancer. if you're looking at it from the other side, like the speed tiers like hell to put up with, and then like a lot of lower tiers. So again, I don't judge it too hard with speed tiers. I talk about them because it's something that I can easily like identify. But anything else? Rockers 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of them can be really, really good at just dedicating rocks to it all the time. The third one are really good at just constantly having rocks. You don't really want rocks on Excadrill, but you don't really need it. You have, I'm pretty sure Florges gets Defog now. You have a Spinner and Excadrill. You have a Defogger and Crobat. Does Drampa get Defog? It might. I don't know. Does it? Who cares? It's a Drampa. You're not going to bring it. And if you do, you're going to punch someone with Specs. Or you're going to use it to, like, stop a Groudon. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like I'm glad that you did mitigate, like, the electric weakness. That's why I had Latias that helped me mitigate the electric weakness on my team with Vaporeon and Crobat. Don't underestimate this core. Don't underestimate stuff like Vaporeon and Crobat. Cancer. Really, really good stuff. Any specific weaknesses I see? I do see a lot of breakers. Those first 3 Mons are really good at breaking, right? And you have a secondary special breaker in Heliolisk. And then you have really good dependent matchups breakers. So like teams that are really weak to flying. Crobat, just Choice Band Brave-Bird. Easy. You have great breakers. You have great sweepers. I see so much setup that doesn't always have to be set up. So like Urshifu can run Bulk Up, but it can also run Scarf. It can run Band to break. Excadrill, Gengar, Florges, and Celebi can Calm Mind. Silly listen, Click Sunday. I don't know. Vaporeon. Okay, it doesn't get set up that you're going to use, but like I've used it, so Nasty Bat, Curse Gigalith, Iron Defense, Body Press, stuff like that, Runerigus. A lot of setup, a lot of opportunities with this. Like I said, I really, really like this team. I think it's really well put together. I think the biggest problem I see is the fact that you don't want to bring your Ghost Resist a lot. And I think that might hurt you a little bit. I guess you also have another one in Heliolisk, so that kind of helps. But the part that's okay about that is the fact that Like, you have a Gigalith, which, like, acts as a everything resist because it is what it is and how especially bulky it is, so that helps. But you definitely don't want to like be constantly switching into Shadow Ball. So like something like Spectrier, you did get Gengar, so that's good. But Spectrier, maybe like I'd say Frostlass, but it's the only other ghost I can immediately think of. Stuff like that. Anything that wants to click Hex instead of a Hex kind of scenario can be really, really threatening to you. I see. Other than Crobat, I do kind of see like frailer Fairy Resist. You don't always want to have Drill as your Fairy Resist because offensively it's frail. Defensively it's fine, like Max HP or something, but you got to be careful of that. Great Fairy Killers, your Steel's Excadrill, your Fairy's Florges, and you also have Gigalith, like I said, so that's really good. Vaporeon plus Gigalith is really good because it constantly heals itself up, especially, or you can constantly heal Gigalith up, especially with all these great grass resists in Sapsipper Drampa, 4x resist Crobat, Celebi being fat as hell, Gengar being fat as hell, stuff like that. I think the resists, in general, I don't really see too many immediate problems. I'm trying to think, maybe Ground, Celebi. So, like, yeah. Celebi plus Crobat. Again, you're right, Malphite, but who isn't? Anything like, I guess Crocodile could also be kind of annoying, but, like, Crobat will beat that as long as it's not, like, Scarf Stone Edge on the Switch. And you have other ways to, like, deal with that. So, some ground types could definitely be a problem, but I don't see a lot of ground types being super problematic. Steel's fine. Rock. Drill plus Urshifu is fine. Ice, you have Vaporeon. Unless you're going against, I'd say like the biggest issue I see is Freeze Dry plus Toxic because of Florges. But Freeze Dry, like a really strong Freeze Dryer could be a problem, but Florges again does help mitigate that. I think this is a great team. I think this is a very, very nice team. I very much love this team. Hopefully you use it better than I did. Smile. So this is what Copenhagen Gallades. Copenhagen Gallades. Next we have my good pal. This is my good friend. This is Mr. Diet Tight. Alright, let's see what Diet Tight is weak against. Looks like he's weak against Weakness Policy Latios. Next team. Okay. Dragapult, Ursaluna, Galarian Slowking, Togekiss, Keldeo, Blastoise, Shaman, Alolan Persian, Centiskorch, Mega Aggron. Yo, let's see. Fast team. Is it? It's fine. It's got what it needs, so it gets a pass. Good against dragons. Your Fairy Killer is Slowking plus Aggron, which fine. Good. They're both good mons. The only like real thing that like popped in my head was the fact that they're both defensive. And not really super offensive, but they are really offensive against fairy types because Heavy Slam's always going to be like max power, and Slowking is just like, you know, it's Slowking, so what the fuck does it matter? I like this double water because, like, I've touched on double water before and how it can be fine. It's so easy to describe with water types, but it's fine to do double types. Who gives a shit? And we saw it earlier with double poison and double, what else was it, ground? Double poison, double ground, double normal, and the last team, and I thought the team was phenomenal. But what I really like about this double water is the fact that, like, you can run a bulky Keldeo. Like, that happens. Assault Vest or bulky Keldeo is really good for, like, as a dark switching. Especially since your other dark resist is a Togekiss, which is fine. A Persian, but, which is fine. It's a good mon. But dark types of coverage become a problem. So, Weavile. Stuff like that, but I mean, Aggron, so. Point moot. But Keldeo can be bulky, but Blastoise is also a really good bulky water. And the thing about these two is they can both be bulky when they need for certain matchups, whether the mon, like, you want to outspeed the mon with Keldeo and take the hits and then always be faster and kill it, or just, like, straight up out-bulk it with a better bulky water like Blastoise. But they can both be offensive. Scarf, Water Spout, Shell Smash, except Calm Mind, Scarf, Specs, whatever you want. Really, really fun stuff. I really like that idea. Your ground type's Ursaluna. I know I've been helping Liv a little bit with this mon, so I know a little bit about it. But it's just like evolved Ursaring, right? So it has a ground type, and it's fatter than shit. Jesus Christ, that's a fat fucking Pokemon. It's really cool. It helps break. So you got good breakers in Keldeo, Dragapult, Ursaluna. I mean, Shaman is one of those matchup dependent special breakers that I would say. But you have good physical and special breakers where you need. Other than like Aggron though, I'm not super thrilled about the bulk, right? Because a lot of it's easily worn down, so I feel like you're going to be relying a lot on your removal, which is Togekiss Blastoise, which not bad, but I've seen better. Your rockers themselves are fine. Okay. Aggron's just one of those splashable rockers, so it's fine. But and I think Ursaluna gets Stealth Rock. Does get kind of sketchy. Woo! I'm tired. It does get kind of sketchy sometimes, so you gotta be careful of that. I'm trying to like run resist now. You literally have the beautiful fairy resist. Fuck fairies. You don't give a shit about fairies unless they're like Xerneas or something. Which, obviously, not here. You also have the other best fairies in the game. Mega Aggron. Dragons you're fine against. Ice types you're fine against. Ground types can be a little obnoxious because, you know, you got Shaman plus Togekiss. But, like, hello, Nidoking. Stuff like that. Very simple. Rock types. Normal types. Your normal is a Dragapult. You have a... Alright, so ghost types. Oh, well, Ursaluna. Never mind. I was going to say ghost types are going to fuck you up, but... No. I think this team is fine. I think it's really good. I think that when I see Blastoise, I prefer more Volturn into like a much stronger Pokemon. So like whenever you see Dragapult, usually people see it paired with like Mega Medicham, right? So it can like turn out and get into something, and Mega Medicham is now an immediate offensive threat. I don't know if Keldeo does that as well. Because, like, there's... When you switch into Dragapult, you also like, switch into Fairies a lot. And Mega Medicham could get around that, because, like, Fairy types usually don't have the physical bulk to take on, like, Zen Headbutts, Poison Jabs, stuff like that. I don't know if Keldeo forces those Pokemon out as much. So I'm kind of worried about that, in a sense. In terms of, like, synergy. Overall, the team's pretty good. I do like the team. I think he's built it well. Hazards are probably, like, the thing that I see lacking. Like, Hazards and Hazard Control. Again, 2 good removers. 2 good setters. But, like, it kind of does shoot you in the foot for, versatility. And stuff. Centiskorch is a Firemon, by the way. I get it's a fire Pokemon, but it's an amazing Pokemon. I love that. Just as a nice little pick. I also want to mention that your fighting resists are fucking incredible. Holy shit. But I'm going to put you down here. Just because I'm, like, so up on the nuts at the second draft. Alright, next. We have Tornadus Therian, Scizor, Mamoswine, Volcanion, Gardevoir, Galvantula, Scrafty, Quillfish, Azelf, Mega Kang, and Grottle. And you have 4 points left over. Who is this? The fuck is that team? Oh, Melbourne. Moss team. That's in New York. I was like, who the fuck let you in here? Who was this? Oh, Lord Urksy. Alright, so loses to Subtoxic. Next. There's that Mamoswine I keep mentioning. Hey, can't be weak to Mamoswine if you got it. Tornadus, Scizor, Mamoswine, Volcanion, Gardevoir, Okay, so... I've been mentioning this, but I don't like the rockers. Mamoswine's a great mon, and it can put up rocks if it wants to, right? But there's a lot of times you need that 4th move, right? Otherwise, you're giving up something very important. It's always, you know, you always want EQ, you want good Ice Stab, you want a good Ice Shard, unless the match calls that you don't need one of those. And then you want that thing that's going to help you hit the mon that's going to switch into you, like Knock Off. Mamoswine's a great rock, is a good mon, and can set rocks, don't get me wrong. Same with the Zelf. Grottle, I mean, it's matchup dependent, so, like, it's not going to come that much. But you don't want to lock these really good mons into having to run rocks all the time, so that kind of hurts you a lot. As for other kind of hazards, you do have a Spiker and a Toxic Spiker in Quillfish, Sticky Web user in Galvantula, Defog, you have 1, 2, 3 Defoggers, but they're all Defoggers, so again, you're kind of either getting rid of your own hazards or you're hoping that your opponent does defog for you. Speed, I see enough that I'm okay with it. I think it's really weird seeing Scizor and Volcanion on the same team ever, just because, like, you look at one and you're like, oh, Scizor, Book Steel, right? And you look at Volcanion and then your mind's like going back to Scizor, and then you look at Volcanion and then you look at Scizor, and then like Scizor is like trying to mess with Volcanion, but they're like so different mons, but they're like the same color, so like the color like throws me off a lot. Fun Unfair Resist, Dragon Resist. Ugh. I think a really strong dragon is going to be hell to deal with this team. Like a really, really strong dragon. Right? Like, Scizor is good. But, like, a Life Orb, DD Haxorus is going to be a problem. You have to rely on, like, Intimidate spam. Something dropping Dracos, like a Mixed Chomp could be a really, really good mon versus, like, Mixed Chomp actually annihilates this team. God, why did I just, you guys got me saying something nice about a Garchomp. Do you see what you've done? But, like, Mixed Chomp, man, stuff like that could be really, really problematic. EQ, Draco, Flamethrower, stuff like that. It just, like, annihilates the team. So, like, I'm kind of wary on that. You do have good ways to revenge it. But, like, switching into it can be a huge issue. Because, like, you're going to send in your Scrafty to, like, intimidate it and take the EQ. And it's going to drop a Draco in your head, and it's going to mess your whole day up. Scizor is not going to want to take the fire move. It's just going to get popped. Stuff like that. Gardevoir is not an EQ resist. So, I see a lot of things like that. I like webs on this team. I think webs are fine on this team. There's some ones that really, really appreciate it. Torn now has to, like... Torn is able to handle Scarfer so much better now, and it's going to force something like Coco to run Boots versus you. Otherwise, it's going to get speed dropped, and then it doesn't just doesn't check Tornadus anymore. Stuff like that. Overall, pretty good. I see great Ghost Resist. Dragon types, like I said, are really, really problematic. Ground types also can be super problematic. Your resists are Grotle, LOL, Azelf, and Torn. So you're going to be relying a lot on, like, Torn or, like, bringing Grotle. I feel like you're going to be relying on Mamoswine Click and Ice Shard a lot during the season. Just to revenge, like, these offensive grounds. Like, Ursaluna's going to mess you up. Like, Garchomp can mess you up. Landorus Therian can mess you up. Stuff like that. So, like, you're constantly relying on, like, Ice Shard or Intimidate to, like, handle that. But overall, it's a good team. I do like it so far. It just has, like, some small holes, which during certain matchups can ultimately, like, bite you in the butt, right? So we got Melbourne, Metagross next, and Cyber Satyr. We have Gallade, Finny, Nihilego, Arcanine, Silvally, Superior, Hisuian, Goodra, Sneasel, Rotom, Golurk, and Swellow. Immediately, I see that someone will click a Ghost move versus you, and you are going to lose the game. Like, wow. Wow. The nice thing is that you do have ways around it. I guess Silvally, but, like, you do have ways around this. Like, if someone brings a really strong Poltergeist mon, like something like Frost, like, I mean, it's not strong, but I mean, it's like Poltergeist, so it's strong. Like Frostlass or anything click on Poltergeist, you're going to have a shit time switching into it, and you're going to kind of be forced to go into your Arcanine or, like, letting your Finny get chipped. If something's clicking Spec Shadow Ball every time, obviously you have Goodra, but again, that's just taking chip. You don't have a Wish Passer, it looks like, so that's just like, I mean, it's just going to take that damage, it's going to live with it. So, like, Gengar could be a huge problem for this team. Your fastest mon looks like it's Sneasel. Swellow. Okay, cool. You have a lot of S's in here. Wow. Not bad. I see ground resist very ill-frequently on this team. Rotom, Swellow, and Superior, and forms of Silvally, I guess. But Swellow's not good ground resist. He's going to get popped by literally any coverage move. Rotom, you see a lot of knockoffs coming around. Superior, I mean, you're going to be running, like, Sub-Seed anyway to, like, have to do good, because, like, most superior sets are kind of shit, because grass resist are very common, and, no hidden power. Unless this is the Hidden Power League, in which case, shut the fuck up. But it's 9 points superior, so it's definitely not Hidden Power League. I feel like Arcanine is going to be, like, super over-relied on for just, like, physical tanking, because when you think of, like, these strong physical moves, you don't see a lot that handles these strong physical moves, right? Like, Finny plus Arcanine are going to be really, really overloaded for, like, the physical checks. I think you're going to put yourself in a corner in a lot of weeks. You have a lot of nice natural special bulk, which does help. Goodra, Gallade, Finny, Nihilego has a lot of Spadef, stuff like that. Which is good, but again, physical breakers are going to be a kind of issue. You have great Fairy Resist, Dragon Resist. You have Finny. Probably one of the best Dragon Resists in the game, but it being your only one, again, that can get overwhelmed. Stuff like that. Mixed Garchomp, like I mentioned before. Electric, which is ground type? Golurk. I don't like that. I don't like your Electric Resist. Golurk, Rotom. I mean Goodra. But like, every team that I've ever seen drafted has some way to hit Hisui and Goodra with stab super effective coverage. I've never seen a team without both a ground or a fighting unless there's randomized or a meme. Like, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. So like, constantly volt switching out and then get in whatever they want, that's gonna put you on the back foot a lot. Combined with what I've said about your physical bulking, like, really chip down, I think Volt Switch into, like, a really strong, like, ground type, like Mamoswine, Landorus, Garchomp, I think these things are going to be really problematic for you, and it's going to overwhelm you at least once this season. That exact archetype is going to overload you at least once this season. Not bad, though. I'm going to have to rank you a little bit lower. Do I want you higher than Philadelphia Phantoms? What's your rockers? Nihilego, Golurk. Defoggers are fine. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. They're all defogged. They can, like, don't always have to run defog. They don't always can if they want. I don't know. I don't like the fact that I immediately can just, like, see how to beat this team with just about any draft. Volt Switch plus strong ground type, and it's just gonna chip down the team until it's, like, too late. Actually, a special ground type, Landorus I, Nidoking, Nidoqueen, stuff like that, those are really terrifying mons, because your special bulk is all super weak to ground type plus, like, any coverage for Finny. What is this? Moss Deep, Metagross. Alright, next we have Burger. Alright, once again, we see that double water that I mentioned earlier. We have Mega Gardevoir, Sneasler, Dragonite, Heatran, Suicune, Zoroark, Zarude, Suicune, Gligar, Barigo, and Feraligatr, Kecleon, and Oricorio. So the first thing I see is that the bottom two Pokemon don't exist. The next thing I see is there's no round one pick. Why is Mega Gardevoir your first pick? What else was around? Everything. And that's what was around. Jesus fucking Christ, Barigo. It's fine. Speed is ding, 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 ding. I see what I need. It's enough. I don't like the fact that you're going to be forced to run, like, Stealth Rock Heatran or, like, fuck up Gligar every single week. That's kind of annoying. Your Defoggers. Is it Dragonite Gligar? Hey, yo, Stealth Rock plus Ice move. Where's that Mamoswine that I was shit-talking earlier? Yo, Mamoswine's going to have a field day versus this team. Except for this weekend. Don't worry about it. The double water I mentioned earlier. One fat, one offensive. Great. Love that idea. Gardevoir plus Tran. I like the fact that there's a Suicune here and, like, Gligar to help, like, really just take down the ground weakness. Because, like, physical, the Garchomp immediately threatens this team. Without Gligar, I would say most ground types really, really put on the pressure. That's the problem. I like the Suicune pick. I think Suicune really, really meshes well here as, like, a general tank to take on a lot of hits. And it can rest talk off pretty well. Sneasler. Whew, I'm very tired. Poison fighting, etc. Your only fair resist is Heatran, so that like puts on a lot of pressure for Heatran to constantly be absorbing that, because like Sneasler, even if it did resist, it's not a resist. So like strong offensive fairy types from the other side can be super super annoying. I think that's like the main gripe I have. Like I said, some ground types can be annoying. Not a lot because of Gligar, but like Mamoswine, I guess. I guess mixed Garchomp can be annoying. Draco Meteor. Ghost Resist, you have amazing Ghost Resist. I think this team is pretty good, not gonna lie. I just don't like the hazard situation. I'll be real with you, I really do not like this hazard situation. I think this hazard situation is like... It's really annoying me that it's gonna be like Rockstran most weeks, just because like I like running really different trans. I'll run Assault Vest, I'll run Flame Charge Weakness Policy, I run Scarf Eruption, Specs Overheat. I mean, yeah, Rocks is nice, Talk to Protect, stuff like that. As for physical breakers, you do have good ones. You do have one of the best special breakers, two of the best special breakers in the game. I mentioned Ghost Resist earlier. I just realized that Hisuian Zoroark is also a Ghost Resist. Phenomenal. Hisuian Zoroark, I think, is actually like a really cool typing. That's a fucking bitch typing to deal with. Offensively, it's really like a real bitch too. Ground types: fire, water, normal, fighting, good. I like the fact that you have Sneasler to deal with the most common switch into Gardevoir, which are Fairy types, but also like Zarude, I guess, is really good for pressuring the Psychics. But like, I like a really strong Psychic pressure tool. I guess Hisuian and Zoroark is there too. So like, you have the two different choices. That's fine. Steel types are also really common switch-ins, so you have Sneasler to deal with that. So I think Mega Gardevoir Sneasler pairs really well together. But very little Volt Turn. You have like 2 Volt Turners, and they're not going to come too often. Zarude and Gligar. I guess Zoroark should maybe also get it, but I'm not entirely sure on that. I think Hazard could be a real problem. I'm going to put you... I definitely don't like you more than Dies. The question is, do I like you more than these two? I like you more than the Seattle team. I think I like you more than this one. As long as you can keep Hazards away, I think you'll be okay. I love Bury, but I don't know. There's a couple things that I just wish you had a better rocker. Like, literally just one better rocker. So, like, maybe something over, like, Hisuian and Zoroark. And then have that have rocks, and it can be, like, something I can dedicate rocks to all the time. Alright. Do I like you more than the Phantom's team? I think the Phantom team is really fire. So I had to put you underneath, but it's a really good team. LA Froakies. I am very tired, and I'm barely like not even halfway done. It's time to go faster. All right, what do we got? Oslo City Mega Gyarados or something. Oslo City Dragon Dancers. Soul Blaze. Coco Lottie, Greninja, Ferrothorn, Mega Beedrill, Zapdos, Incineroar, Palossand, Kabutops, Xatu, and Alolan Raichu. I love Alolan Raichu terrain. I love it to death. The first thing that really bugs me about this team, like super bugs me, is that there's certain mons that are going to be forced into ground resisting a lot. Because one, you had double electric, and 2, you have Ferrothorn. And with Ferrothorn, the biggest thing is to get a really solid ground resist. I mean, yes, you got Lottie, but like, again, ground types always carry something that'll be able to hit Lottie. They always do. I think your hazard game is really, really nice. You do have some lower tier stealth rockers, but you have a higher tier stealth rocker in Ferrothorn, which you can always run it. And you have Backup Spiker and Greninja, which is really cool. Another Toxic Spiker and Beedrill. You have a lot of hazards. You have 1, 2 ways, 3 ways, 4 ways. You have a lot of ways to get rid of hazards of numerous kinds. You have so much good hazard control. So I really, really like that. The ground resist thing is just like bugging me a little bit, but you do have like ways to get off the ground, which is cool. Your Ghost and Dark resist is Incineroar. Your normal type is you have 2 darks, but like Greninja's not really a good one, I guess. I don't know about that. You're really Ghost weak. Like, it's really gonna come down to Incineroar. And Knockoff is not a move you're gonna appreciate either. I do like the Volt Turn though. I do like constantly in, out, in, out, in, out. Especially with all these hazards out. That's really, really nice. I think that as long as you play more offensive than defensive, this seems to be a lot of success. Because those hazards plus all that Volt Turning. Like, Volt Turning you have to respect too. It's not just like having Mesprit with U-Turn and being like, oh, you have to respect the fact that I can U-Turn. Not as much. You have to respect that Mega Beedrill will U-Turn on you. You have to respect how strong that is. Incineroar, pretty sure Zapdos gets it. Beedrill, Greninja, Koko, Flip Turn Kabutops, I'm pretty sure that gets. Teleport Xatu. Like, I really like Hazard Stacks plus thing. I just think that you're really, really weak to... I just think your core is going to, like, not hold up as well as you think it is. Like, Ferrothorn and Incineroar are good, but a strong fighting type can come along and really mess your day up. That forces you to run certain things, but those certain things, like Koko, Lottie, Xatu, don't want their item knocked off. And, like, fighting types get knocked off. They do. Like, just assume that they're going to have it, unless it's, like, Mega Medicham or something. But at that point, it doesn't matter that it can't knock off, because it's just going to kill your Pokemon. So, like, it's not going to knock the item off the Pokemon. It's going to knock the Pokemon off the item. But all these, like, things that I'm saying are pretty nitpicky. It's just how good Ferrothorn is. And yeah, you can run Lottie as your ground resist. And you can run Sugar Berries here and there. There are ways to get around the ground weakness. There's a lot of pressure going on. You also have a great way to pressure ground types with Greninja for Koko plus Raichu. Good stuff, good stuff. Good physical breakers, good special breakers. I guess your special breaking is a less good because, you know, there's ways to handle Koko. Gren, there's ways to handle Gren, so there's not like as they're like more matchup dependent ground types, but they're still fine. Or matchup dependent special breakers, but they're still really, really good, especially when you have so many of them being like all decent. It's very rare that you're gonna find someone who's gonna be able to handle all of them, right? I like the team. Speed's fine. You have plenty of ways to set up. You have you know, like I said, good breakers, especially on the physical side. I think your physical breakers are really good, especially like Zapdos. I like this team. I like this team a lot. City Dragon Dance. Alright, this is K Savage, right? Yeah. Columbus Crobats. Round 2 Deoxys Speed, but I can't get it in any league I'm in. Alright. This is hit 'em hard, hit 'em fast with a top high tier team. It is Mega DNC, Deoxys Speed, Empoleon, Salamence, Hippowdon, Vikavolt, Spectre, Manaphy, Mienshao. There's nothing that immediately and super well takes advantage of the sand. So I think it's like a weird mon, but it's like it's a Hippowdon. It's a great rocker. You don't have a lot of rockers. Oh wait, yeah, you do. You have like 4. Fuck, I forgot about the top 2 mons. You have spikes. Okay, you have great hazard setters. Your removal is 1, 2 plus magic bounce plus 3. So great on there. I think this is a nice little well put together team. Webs too. Like there's so many hazards on this team. You have 1, 2, 3 turners. I mentioned sand, but the only thing that really takes advantage of the sand is Diancie, because then special defense boost, which is cool. Not horrible, but not bad. Your team is fucking fast as hell. I don't even know what you need Wedge, but they're there. Jesus. This is the kind of team I like looking at, just because, like, just by looking at it, you immediately see, like, roll compression went really, really well for them, and they have everything everything they need covered. Ground resists are kind of annoying, like ground types in general, because like you have Vigavolt plus Salamence as like your resist, but like, do they really resist what you need to? They do. Vigavolt's fine. They're not like amazing, but you do have to like keep an eye on ground types. If they're special ground types, they're better. They're gonna really break you quickly. If they're physical ground types, you just have to keep Hippowdon healthy. But they can easily sweep through you once they get Hippowdon weakened. So like Scale Shot, Groudon, Double Dance Landorus, stuff like that can be really, really problematic. You have a great Ghost type, but you don't have ways to handle other Ghost types. Now that I'm really looking at it, you know, you're gonna face off against the first team. Your Spectre is gonna get copied, and you're gonna get reverse Shadow Ball 6-0 because you have no Ghost resist. Gengar is gonna mess you up. That is so bad. Your Dragon resists are Empoleon and DNC, so if I'm a Groudon, I'm gonna mess you up with Dragon type moves once I get rid of Hippowdon or weaken it. I think offensively this team is fucking terrifying to look at. Like, I wouldn't know how I'm going to handle that, but there's a lot of exploitable defensive weaknesses that just, like, immediately come to mind. Like, stuff like Rotom-Mow, I would just, like, immediately put on the team because it, like, messes you up. I thought, like, Vikavolt, but even still, like, Toxic plus Nasty Plot, stuff like that. The ground weakness kind of annoys me a little bit. The dragon weakness, the way your resists are, kind of annoys me. Ghost, Dark. Your Dark resists are DNC and Mean Shower, so I guess are better, but still, there's no Ghost resist whatsoever. I like Double Water on this team, especially with the 2 waters that you have. Fairy. Fairy types seem like a problem. Like, the more I'm delving into it, the more I realize that certain types in general just messes you up. Because, like, your Fairy resist is Empoleon. Great Fairy resist. But if I was a Fairy type, I'd run, like, Subcalm Mind. Because, like, once I get boosted, are you really going to start, like, keep breaking my sub after a couple Calm Minds? Stuff like that. Not bad. I'm trying to think, just like, as long as you overwhelm them with offense, you really just massacre almost every single team. But the way that, offensively you massacre every team, but like defensively, you just keep getting like overwhelmed, and eventually you're just gonna fall flat. Ice resist can be a problem too, like specifically Freeze Drives Mon, because Empoleon doesn't resist. And Manaphy isn't going to get popped. There's no Freeze Drive resist on the team. So, like, hello Vanilluxe, stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of, like, shaky things there, but as long as you're constantly playing offensively, you can get around it. You just got to be super careful with this team. I don't know you well enough, and I'm not going to judge based on player skill. So, like, I have to take that into account. I'm probably going to put you... Let me look at this other team. Again, Philadelphia Phantoms, it's torn. It's so hard for me to think on this, because, like, I could draft a team like this, and I'll be decent at it, because it's, like, very, very pivot heavy. I can pivot in a lot of stuff, and that's how I just, like, really do well on Showdown Leagues. It's, like, pivot, spam, bulky offense, and I constantly have ways to set up. You do have, like, okay setup, but I don't think you have as much setup. I think I'm going to put you underneath. I can put you under... No, I don't think I'm going to put you under... I don't think I'm going to put you above Barigo. It's so sad, because, like, offensively, I really like looking at this team. Because, like, there's just so much offensively, but, like, it's just so easily, like, taken apart. Gotta stay awake somehow. Okay. I love Jom Jr. What did Jom Jr. draft? Okay, it looks like John Jr. drafted a Landorus Incarnate, a Rotomosh, and a Cosma Infernate Cleaver, which is like Sheer Force, fucking rock flying Scyther, Metagross, Grimmsnarl, Tentacruel, Sceptile, Mega Ursaring, Prinplup. I do like having a second electric immunity or like a really good ways to handle electric types when you have Landorus because you don't want to be overwhelming or over relying on that. Sceptile is good. Metagross in general, just absorbing hits. It looks like your Ghost Resist are Ursaring and Grimmsnarl, and that worries me a little bit, but not like too bad. Speed looks fine. Your hazard setters are Landorus, Necrozma, Infernape, probably Cleaver, Metagross, Toxic Spike's there. Pretty sure Prinplup gets Stealth Rock, so you are set on hazards. Man, John, you really just know how to draft, don't you? You really just such a good draft. I really liked it. I love Mega Sceptile in general. You have great fairy switch-ins, and you have one of the best fairy killers in the game with just mashing. Woo! 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 Also, Sludge Wave Landorus can be really good for killing fairies. As for beating out steel types, you have good ways to switch in as well as pressure. With stuff like Infernate Rotom, which is good because Sceptile also doesn't really like the steel types. Ursaring's good at like breaking them down a little bit. As for setup, Rock Polish, Nasty Plot, and Necrozma, LOL. Infernape has plenty of setup. Cleaver, I'm sure, has at least Swords Dance. Yeah, it definitely has Swords Dance. I'm pretty sure it has Agility too. Metagross has setup. I'm worried about over reliance on Grimmsnarl at times, but I feel like there's other ways to get around, like stuff like Poltergeist, Frostlass. I guess it's like physical ghosts, like Poltergeist mons, because like they always have coverage for stuff. Just depending on like the actual Poltergeist mon, could be kind of scary. I don't see a lot of like super dedicated walls. Like I like Tentacruel as like a support mon and it's a bulky spinner and stuff like that, but as far as like straight up just like walling shit, I'm not entirely sure. So this is again something that you really have to rely on. You have to really rely on being more offensive with your playstyle. But I know, I guess I can't say I know John is good at that. But in general, like it's not too bad, but you do have to watch yourself because a lot of your like pivots and a lot of your like bulkier mons are constantly coming in and taking damage. As for removal, you have Defog U, you have Rapid Spin U, Defog U. So you have good ways to get rid of hazards, but none constantly want to be running Defog, except for like Tentacruel. Rotom, close second. So Spin Block plus like a lot of like spikes and stuff like that can be kind of annoying. Ground types, you have Rotom, Landorus, Sceptile, Water, Fire, Grass, Normal. You have Metagross, Dragons, Metagross, plus is there Fairy on this team? Grimmsnarl, I mean, okay. Not amazing. DD Lum, EQ Mons, if you get Metagross or weakened enough, can be kind of annoying. I don't know. Grimmsnarl isn't like super, in my opinion. It's good, but like, you just gotta be careful with it, I guess. Same thing, like, you just like have all these mons that are fat, but like, don't super switch in well. Electric types, again, you have double immunity, which is really, really nice, and you have mons that can handle it. Unfortunately, your immunities are your only resist, which kind of sucks. Fairy, like I mentioned, you're good. Steel, Ghost, Dark. Okay, Psychic, you have Necrozma plus Grimmsnarl. Not bad. Not bad, John Jr. I'm really liking this. I'm also very tired, in case you can't tell. I am caffeine crashing very hard today from a morning shift. What was it? Also Dragon Dance. What did you have? Coco. Super offensive team. That's probably going to be like me being like super biased towards that team. Same thing with the one above. Where do I want to put you? Because you're definitely top 3 so far. also, someone finally has a freeze dry resistant Metagross. I just love the spam of hazards and Volturn, so I'm gonna put you here. OKC Toxtricity. Alright, we have Box and Gold Coast Gyarados. This also looks like something I would draft. Mega Scizor, Hydreigon, Sylveon, Slowking, Roserade, Raikou, Terrakion, Gliscor, and Chandelure. Yeah, this is definitely something I would draft. A lot of good pivots. Slowking, Mega Scizor, Hydreigon, Baton-Pass Sylveon, Raikou, Gliscor. Really, really good pivots. I love Gliscor Scizor. Like, it's fucking great. I absolutely love it, especially since Hidden Power's gone. And you have a great thing to switch in on that, too, with Slowking. You have Hazards. Your Rocker's kind of annoying. Both lose to Water. Your Spin Blocker loses to Water, too, so that can be kind of eh. Your Defoggers are Scizor, Hydreigon, and Gliscor. You also have a No Spinner. The Rockers is like the worst part, which kind of sucks. They're good Rockers, but they kind of like having that move slot free. But Terrakion, depending on like the matchup, usually can just run Stealth Rock, Swords Dance, 2 attacks, and just be fine. So I won't take too much off that. I think this is a really good team, though. You have great setup. You have great pivots. Get in, get out, put up the hazards, put up the spikes. In, out, get into the position yourself well, click setup, boom, you won the game because they got too much hazard chip, and you can constantly put yourself in the right position, because a lot of these mons, while they can set up, Terrakion can click Swords Dance, Terrakion could also run Stealth Rock Endeavor, and it could also run like Choice Band, and then Gliscor could also run like Swords Dance, and Hydra could be like Scarf, yeah, but what if it just starts clicks Nasty Plot, and all of a sudden your team's kind of slow, and you can't really like beat it before it beats you. What if Sylveon starts Calm Minding and you don't have the best Fairy Killer? So what if Scizor starts, like, these all mons can do something different, and I really, really like this. This is something I would probably take this exact team. I think if I had to change anything, I might change Chandelure to like another Rocker, just because I'm like that. But maybe not, because I kind of want to use Chandelure, I'll be honest. I kind of want to use Chandelure. Ground types can be kind of annoying, because your resists are few and far between, and Hydra and Gliscor. And you have a lot of things that do not want to take a strong EQ. Like, Garchomp clicking EQ is not going to be good. Flanders, as long as it can U-turn out into something that can threaten that Gliscor, it's going to be Earthquake, 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 over and over. And it's a move you don't like switching into, because they don't need a lot of coverage. Mammothswine, I'm pretty sure you just have to run fully physically defensive Scizor and just pray to God. But it's really, really good. What was this first team? Because I might rank this first. I really, really like Box's team. Oh, is it Zamazenta horseshit? No, it's not. Okay. Okay. No, I was like, oh, I don't remember liking that as much. It's this one, right? The copy of my other draft. I think I might rank this one first. I'm telling you, I would literally take this exact team. I'm pretty sure I had something similar to this. Mainly I think that because of like Hydra, Terrakion, Gliscor. I took over in like UTL is the name of the league. Like a small casual league. Watch Kaon, by the way, if your name is Henry. You need to watch Kaon. But I'm pretty sure like I had a lot of these mons. Let me actually look that up. See if I can find that. Because, like, I'm pretty sure I had a lot of these mons. I know I didn't have Chandelure, and I didn't have Slowking. I had Manaphy and Victini. UTL. Season 13 sound right. Let's go take a look at this team. So my team was... Oh, yeah. No, this is very similar. I didn't have Terrakion. I had something else. Victini, Manaphy, Raikou, Mega Venusaur, Gliscor, Hydreigon, Cobalion, Comfey, Lickitung, Charjabug. So, like, it feels really similar to that team. And that team I had so much fun with, because I could do whatever the hell I wanted, whenever the hell I wanted. Whatever I said was my Wincon was my Wincon, and I had the team to make it work. If I wanted Manaphy to Tail Glow, because there's a lot that had Tail Glow. If I wanted Manaphy to have Tail Glow, I could run Tail Glow, and that could be my Wincon. If I wanted my Wincon to be Dragon Dance Hydra, I made it my Wincon, and it worked. If I wanted Comfey to be my win con. It worked. Swords Dance Cobalion. Like, I had the tools that I needed no matter what. And that's what I see in this draft. Like, this draft is very, very similar. Except, you know, their grass poison isn't, you know, dying to tackle. So, as far as resist, you have literally the best fairy resist in the game. Mega Scizor, as well as Great One and Roserade. Chandelure is also not bad. Slow King is just like an Assault Vest mon, so like any fairy move is any special fairy move just bounces off anyway. You have hazards. Dragon, you have Scizor and Sylveon to handle dragons. Fire, you have Slow King for fire and water, which is good because you need a really good water resist, but you have like 3 of them, so that's fine. Ground types, I said, are probably the biggest thing. On my other team, like I said, ground types were probably the biggest deal too. Gliscor and Hydreigon were my only ground resists. So that was kind of annoying. If Hisuian Typhlosion didn't get stolen from you, I would think Hisuian Typhlosion plus like a 2-point normal like Lickitung or something fat like that would just make this team literally like unkillable. Like, I would think this team was like unbreakable in that case. Like a really fat normal or something like Grottle, right, to handle ground types, or something that could like just handle normal regular ground types like Landorus in generic situation. I love this team. I absolutely adore this team. It makes me think of my UTL team, and I had so much fun with that team. I cannot express to you how much fun. I just absolutely adored that team. So many mons that I love to use. So this is like really, really biased, and it's really just the ground resist that's bugging me, and the like the rockers. But I made that work. Hydreigon, Cobalion, and you don't always need rocks, right? But Cobalion was also that mon that you could just run rocks naturally, and just like it happens. You don't always need rocks for this kind of team, though, especially when you have spikes. But, like, constantly you turn out. You'll get the chip damage you need, and you have enough setup. You're going to have something on your team. Some mon on your team will be able to set up and win. Like, when you have this much really good setup, it's going to happen. I'm putting this team as number 1. Unless something better comes along, this is my number 1 team so far. I'm telling you, I really like this team. Good shit. Gold Coast Gyarados. Alright, on to It's Whatever and Sacramento Nidokings. This is Incarnate. I do have to look up that mon. Play Pokemon Showdown. Get like really detailed on what it is. I know it's a fairy flying. I know it gets like I don't know if this is the contrary form or not. Latios, Enamorus, Aegislash. Hold on. Look at that Fairy Dragon Steel Core. Tangrowth or Shifu Rapid Strike. I had a bottle already out because like I drink a bottle of Mountain Dew when I go to work in the morning, just so I can seal it and leave it here and just drink it when I get home. Latios and Namorous Incarnate, Aegislash, Tangrowth, or Shifu Rapid Strike, Rotom Heat, Crocodile, Toxapex, King Kong, and Pikachu. So this team. I like that we're seeing this double water. Like after talking about it, I love that we're seeing this like double water theme. Constantly like people running double water and they're like vastly different. I do like some of the mons that he specifically picked that help in certain matchups so that Toxapex isn't always needed. Like you have good other fighting resist in Namorous and Aegislash and Latios, in case you have a fighting type that you think might be, that you think Toxapex is too passive versus, or like a really good water type. You have other water resists, stuff like that. You have really good backup resist to everything that Toxapex usually takes on, so that you don't always have to rely on it for those specific resists should the time come. Because you can get very easily set up on. I know Owen hates Toxapex like fucking passion, and he always hates his passive. As long as you have ways to get around that passiveness, like so fairy types, right? Fairy types are a problem, like all the time. And Toxapex is a great fairy resist. What if that fairy bond can set up on Toxapex, even if it runs like physical? Well, it's okay, because it has like literally the other best fucking fairy resist to ever exist in Aegislash. And Aegislash is not passive. It's like there's ways around it, and I really, really like that. Getting rid of hazards now. Oh, I need to look up Enamorous so I can get, like, a good idea. Like, new team. Enamorous. Doesn't show me your alright. Radical Red. Alright. Enamorous. You have, this is the contrary one. Okay, okay. But you have, Calm Mind. You have Iron Defense. Ooh. Springtide Storm. The fuck? Fuck that move. Fuck that move. That move is worthless. Oh, okay. You see my mouth like that's interesting. Just one Moonblast. Looks like good coverage. Calm Mind. It doesn't get a healing move outside of Rest, though, which kind of sucks. Oh, you don't really have that big of a move pool, do you? Oh, you got Draining Kiss. I guess that's kind of cool. So, like, Calm Mind Healer if you want to. Oh, 135. Holy fuck. 106, too. It's not great bulk, though. What was the other one? In case we see it. Oh, it's Overcoat. That's interesting. This one's fatter. And slower as fuck. Okay. So that's still kind of cool, though. Like, you have things that you can do with the Enamorous. Really good coverage. Really good, like, offensive fairy type, which is always nice. I like offensive fairy types. Rockers are Crocodile. Damn. I was really starting to like this team. One rocker, not really too a fan, but you also have Toxic Spikes, kind of okay, but like, alright, get more rockers. Get more rockers. Defog, you have Latios, you have Rotom. Not the greatest, but I mean, Rotom's kind of that mod unless you're like desperate for Nasty Plot or Pain Splitter or like an extra, like that extra 5th move. Unless you're desperate for it can run Defog pretty well. I feel like more mons like handle fire electric than like water electric. I feel like Rotom's more spammable with like Nasty Plot, so I mean it's not bad. Ground Resist. Got some good ground resist. Alright. I respect it. About fucking time. One of the best ground resists in Tangrowth. Special ground types, though, can be kind of an issue, but you do have Latios and Enamorous, stuff like that, so it helps balance out. Physical breakers, special breakers. Aegislash is good on both. Special breakers, you have some amazing special breakers. Physical breakers. I don't think you have as many physical breakers, but I don't think you need like as many physical breakers as you have like special breakers. Like those first 3, that's plenty of special breaking coverage. Crocodile, depending on matchup, can be one. Aegislash, depending, it's more of a setup breaker, which I don't like so much, but you do have Urshifu, which is really good. However, your ways to pressure said water types, I mean, Tangrowth is good. It's a good water resist, and it can pressure them with Power Whip and stuff like that. You just gotta be careful of Scald. So, like, it's just, like, a thing to watch out for. It's not, like, bad. Rotom, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, yeah, you can pressure them with, like, Thunderbolt, but, like, eh. So I think pressuring water types is, like, a really big thing on this team that I'd be careful of. But you do have, like, ways to set up on them with Latios. Your speed, it looks like you cap out with Latios, which isn't the greatest thing ever. But, I mean, I've made it work. It can be made to work with, especially when you have such great Scarfers. Latios can be Scarfed, Enamorous can be Scarfed. If you want to have that, like, little extra speed to, like, get people speed creeping your Latios, you can run Scarf Aegislash, Scarf Urshifu, Rotom, Crocodile. Like, you're playing a good Scarfer, so it's fine. You just gotta be careful of that. Fairies and Enamorous, Steals Aegislash. You gotta be a little careful of Dragons, but not, like, too much. Just because, like, you're really relying on Aegislash, because Enamorous doesn't have the bulk to really handle, like, setup, like, Haxorus clicking DD and then clicking Poison Jab. Or Iron Head, and you don't know which one it's going to be. It's probably going to be Poison Jab. Stuff like that. Overall, not bad. I do like this team. Do I like it more than Dyes? I think Dyes beat it out a little bit. I definitely think it's better than the Phantoms one. So I'm going to put you right here. Great team. These like upper teams are like really, really good. Really, really good. Alright. Yo, alright, so immediately we just need to, you know. Bagel. And he gets 1,000,000 points because he's using my logo. Yay! Woohoo! Neon, nice neon Dubai Drapions. Garchomp. There's that Garchomp I keep talking about. Garchomp, Clefable, Celesteela. Hello, Gen 7. Buzzwole, Nidoking, Mega Blastoise, Talonflame, Aldino, Eldegoss, Galarian, Slowbro. What the fuck else was in 9 points that you could have gone instead of Galarian Slowbro? Come on now. So speed, we'll start there just because it's easy. Speed, you have like 1 speed gap, and it's not even that bad, so like it's fine. I guess. Like, your fastest one is like 1 or 2 outside Talonflame, but like many people respect Talonflame enough, so I don't know how much that's gonna get you. So like I'd be careful on that one. Like if I was Regieleki, literally I'm just like not touching his Diamond Speed. I'm not as big a fan of Mega Blastoise without terrain anymore, because I feel like you're missing out a lot, but it's not bad. It's still a really strong mon, so like, that's just me being a picky son of a bitch. Garchomp, Clefable, Celesteela, the OG. Speaking of that, though, Kyurem's gonna mess this team up. Kyurem's gonna mess this team up so bad. Whether it's Sub Roost or Specs Freeze Dry. Freeze Dry is so annoying for you to switch into. You didn't get anything to resist Freeze Dry. It is sad. Very sad. Your setters are Double Ground, Respect. And then your other rocker was Clefable. Not bad. None of them always want to run rocks, but I mean, I'm sure there's always going to be a time when one of them will be okay to have that free slot, so it's not bad. If you have all these mons that, like, don't want to run rocks always, and you have, like, a bunch of them, it's not that bad, because eventually, like, one of them's going to will be okay to run it. Removers, you have Blastoise and Talonflame and Eldegoss, not bad. I mean, it could be better. Really, it's like Mega Blastoise they're relying on, so, like, I'd be careful of that. Like, I feel like you might get Spike Stacked in the wrong way, and then kind of be in a tough position on spinning. You have just fucking phenomenal ground type switch-ins. Eldegoss is cool, Talonflame is cool, they're both okay. You have Celesteela and you have Buzzwole. Like, ground types ain't shit to you. You have some amazing fairy killers and an amazing fairy switch-in. Clef and Celesteela handle dragons really well. Ghost types, you have Aldino. No dark type. Taking points off of that one, I'm that annoying asshole, bring a dark type. But in general, you just gotta be careful. You can be easily swept by store power, but you just gotta, like, make sure you're aware of it and not let it happen. I think there's ways that you can get around it. You just gotta, like, that's something you're gonna have to keep in the back of your mind always, is stored power. But your Ghost Resist, I don't really like only Aldino as your Ghost Resist. You're gonna have to be careful with, like, Gengar, because once Gengar clicks Nasty Claw, then you're really hurting. You're really in a tough spot. Hold on. I'm gonna be an asshole real quick. What else? What else was there? In 9 points. You could have gotten Mega Houndoom. Honestly, it's probably not bad. Could have gotten Mesprit. The fuck? You got an Umbreon. Alright, so hold on. Go back. L. L. There's so many things in 9 points. It did so much for you. Mesprit is amazing. It takes all these pressures off the other rockers, because they can run rocks all the fucking time. Umbreon is a fan-fucking-tastic dark type. Takes Wish support off of all the other mons if they don't want to run it. And it can just run Moonlight if it wants it, because it doesn't have the pressure to run it. Oh my god, why? Mega Houndoom, you have Mega Blastoise. Just kidding. Never mind. But Mesprit and Umbreon are so good. I exceedingly drop Slowking and pick up one of those mons. Please fucking Jesus, Bagel John. Jonathan. John Rooney. Please fucking Jesus, do that. Moving on. Oh, where am I putting you? Dubai Drapions. Good team. I kind of like this one more. It's a good team. Go pick a Mesprit, and maybe I'll move you higher. I feel like there's just like this huge difference, right? Like you can tell what the top teams are and the middle team. Then Dubai Drapions. All right, what do we got? I see Obo. Obo, Mew, Megalopony, Rillaboom, Skarmory, Primarine, Drapion, Zygarde, 50, Araquanid, and Lycanroc Dusk. First of all, Lycanroc Dusk is a fucking stupid ass mon. It's stronger than shit. Fucking A1. As for Electric, I don't know how I like Zygarde being the ground type, because, you know, it's gonna, like, that's your electric resist. It's not great, not awful. Your rockers are Skarm and Mew, and Lycanroc, none all really want to be running Star Fox. Skarmory is, like, the one that wants to be running it the most, so it's fine, but you lose out on, like, potential spikes. I guess you also have, like, the other spiker. I don't know, they work together okay. I guess they're fine. I probably would have gotten, like, I might have been, like, instead of Zygarde, I would have gotten, like, any other ground type. And, like, switch some things around. But this isn't bad. Like, this team works really, really well together. You have great ground resist. You have some shenanigans you can pull, like Rillaboom Mew. Lycanroc Dusk is literally one of the best fucking breakers in the game. Do not motherfucking at me. It is literally one of the strongest, most brain-dead, obnoxious, hard-hitting physical wall breakers ever. If you think you can just be like, okay, because I have a ground type, I promise you most ground types get 2 KO by fucking Life Orb close combat. It's actually insanity how fucking strong that Pokemon is. I love Lycanroc. Lycanroc Dusk is so fucking strong for no reason. Primarine is great, good roll compression, water type. You got good like turning going on, like Volt Turn. Defoggers, you have Skarm and Mew. If someone starts reverse stacking you and you don't want to defog because you're stacking them, that creates a problem. But Araquanid webs with this team is really nice. Mew is covered really, really well. Except in, like, the fighting resist territory, I would say. Like, Primarine is an okay fighting type, but not fighting resist, but not forever. Ghost resist, dark resist. Great way to handle dragons. Great way to handle fairies. Maybe not. Mega Gardevoir is going to 6-0 you, and you're going to have to run Spit F Mew. Fairy Killers, you have Drapion, they're fine. So I'd say Fairy types could be like an issue now that I really think about it. Rillaboom's really cool. I really like Rillaboom and what shenanigans you can pull with like Grassy Seed on this team. And then priority in general. Your speeds, fine. No worries there. Ground resist, you literally have some of the best ground resist ever. Like this team, like solid all around. There's so many good teams. There's so many good teams. Someone needs to draft a shit team real quick. Who's next? Dynamos. I hope your team is shit. So I have a bad team. Because I really like this team too. I'm going to say it again. I keep saying it. You don't have a freeze dry switching. Which is not like something you always plan for. But they're becoming more common. Sherm is common. Vanillix. Like there's ways to click freeze dry in the game. So you got to kind of be wary of that. Ice switches in general though. Other than Primarina and Araquanid are great. What happens if that ice type is like Mamoswine? If it's Weavile, with Triple Axle, Frostlass, you're going to be forced to run Rock Gamut Skarm. Something like that, but that can be knocked off, stuff like that. You got to be careful. Fire types are fine. And I really want to bring home ice types, solely because like you have Rillaboom and Zygarde. People are going to want to bring ice types for that. Like, to break him, to kill him, to revenge him with Ice Shard, stuff like, you know. So it's just like a thing that I'm really, like, driving home with ice types. The team is good. The team is kind of hard to break, in my opinion. I think Mew is well supported because you have a lot of, like... I would say, if anything, I would have a better special breaker. Other than just Primarina. But the team's nice. I do like it. Where am I? There we go. What did I have? I will put you above Die, because I'm a simp for Mew. Oh, but Dice Team is so good. I'll put you below die. And above hits. Indiana Pikachu. Pikachu? Pikachu's? Pikachu. Like, from, like, these ones up here, I just, like, absolutely adore. So, like, it kind of sucks. But, whatever. It'd be like that. Alright. Oklahoma City Dynamos. Yo, what the fuck? How many Oklahoma Cities do you need? Landorus Team, Mega Medicham, Corviknight, Cinderace, Starmie, Regieleki, L, Amoonguss, Gastrodon, Tyranitarson, Sandslash, Lilligant. Okay, I like Sandcores, but I don't like Sandcores. I feel so forced. Like, you could have ran Stoutland instead and, like, move some of your points around. I'm just saying, putting that out there. Speed, you're fine. You have a lot of hazard setters. Landorus. Oh, you actually have 3. They're fine. You didn't draft like shit, like I said. I was hoping for, but there's like I see like a lot of problems. Like immediately, you see like a lot of mons that work together well, but you don't keep seeing that, in my opinion, right? Like you see like. Okay, so Landorus, right? You see your Landorus come in. You're gonna go into your ground resist. You're like your floating Pokemon. Maybe you go into like a Skarmory, right? Something like that. You go into something that can resist that immediate like threat of Landorus. But then like Mega Medicham comes out, so those two kind of pair really well together. Or Cinderace comes out. I love Cinderace and Landorus. But you don't keep seeing that. Like constant glue well together. Like a lot of months like work together well a little bit, but not like amazingly well. And I think what's like throwing me off is like once you get like a below Amoonguss. I would franchise everything below Amoonguss. Honest to God. Tyranitar isn't bad. Like it's a really good dark type. But like just get rid of those fucking mons. You have enough removal. Right? You have let's just get rid of those 4 at the bottom for a second, right? First of all, let's actually fix this, because I can see this, like, already starting to bug the shit out of me. Okay. That was bugging the fuck out of me. I don't know. Like, okay, so like I said, get rid of the bottom 4. Like, you still have a lot of hazard removal, right? You still need better rockers, but that's probably about it. You can get a second ground type. There's no problem with that. But, like, you have Landorus to defog. You have Corviknight to defog. You have Cinderace to core change. You have Spin. Why did you need another spinner? Actually, give it a Gastrodon, give it a Lilligant, give it a Sandslash. Keep Tyranitar. That's actually a pretty good mon. And let's replace that with, like, Stoutland plus another rocker. And let's go from there. That seems so much better. You have great physical breakers. I don't think you have the greatest special breakers. So maybe get like another special mon with that last slot, like a special rock type or special rocker. Nihil Lego drafting? I'm pretty sure it is. Starmie and Regieleki are like both breakers, but like people have ground types. I have not seen a single team with that ground type. Part of me wants to say get rid of Regieleki, but like, not the worst mon ever on this specific draft. But like, fuck it, get rid of Regieleki too. Get like a better special breaker. I see a lot of problems with this team. I see a lot of good with this team. I just think it kind of got lost in the later half, right? Like those first 5 are beautiful to me. You might need a better ice resist because your ice resist, Cinderace, and Starmie are very frail. Corviknight, goodbye. 2 KO by Banded Icicle Crown or Banded Triple Axle. No, it's not. Is it? I don't remember. It might be. Stuff like that. It's an okay team. I see a lot of like potential with this, but I would just really like try and work on it with free agents on some things. Damn, I rated Borrego so low, even though I kind of liked his team. I'm gonna put it below Borrego. I think it has Oh, Claw, you did the whole thing. Oh, so did he. I'm just gonna do OKC then. I don't give a shit. OKC, Dynamos. Alright, who's next? Utah Muse. Alright. Mega Mawile, Victini, Komodo, Milotic, Moltres, Rotom, Mo, Porygon Z, Registeel, Jirachi, and Absol. Why? it was going so well. And then just like, why a second random steal for no reason? A third steal. Listen, Milotic, who has Zygarde? Whoever had Zygarde, DD, Toxic, Thousand Arrows, and then the game ends. Sub. The game's over. Like, I'm sorry, like, you just lost versus Zygarde. You're forcing yourself to run so many boots because you don't have good defoggers, right? Because your defoggers are Moltres and Rotom, which are fine, but they don't want to run it. Rotom Mo's more of an offensive Rotom, and it wants to run Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Leaf Storm, Trick a lot, or like Nasty Plot or something like that. You have great offense, but your defense is literally like Pretty God that Milotic Registeel walls everything at Kelos Ray. Which, I mean, they can sometimes, but not all the times. I don't get why Jirachi's there on this team, which is already good on steel types, both offensive and defensive. They really need just like type. You don't really need the extra rockers. You have rockers that are really good and can run rocks a lot. Asshole. I mean, I guess it's a dark type, but like, you don't really. This is like the one draft that doesn't need a dark type. No one's running stored power versus. Like, psychic types are pretty. Versus this. I don't know about this one, Family. Registeel's fine, right? It's a second steal, because it takes the pressure off of Victini. Mawile. What else was around? What was 17 points? Nothing was there for 17. You could have gotten... What do you need more? Bulk or... You need better ground resist. You loaded you were so weak to ground types. You need something for grounds. Alright, let's take a look. Tapu Bulu's a ground resist, but actually Tapu Bulu's not bad. Tapu Bulu's actually pretty okay with this. Double fair. Oh shit. The fuck? Ban all that. Oh, you can't use Stone X. That sucks. Like Tapu Bulu's not bad with this. Like maybe give it a Rotom too. Not really. You don't need to. I guess. I don't know. I'm just like so like messed up in the head. It's like I got so confused at the end. But if you can get something that can handle your ground types, that's fine. Like Tapu Bulu's good for that. I know it's like double grass, but whatever. Like double fairy doesn't matter. And like Victini appreciates the fact that grassy terrain's can be there. It's constantly healing. Same thing with Mawile. Appreciates that getting rid of that ground thing and making people run like alternate moves, which are kind of weaker. Maybe missing. And Victini health breaks through water types better because it can run like Grass Knot or Energy Ball, which is boosted now. I just don't understand like some of those Pokemon over there. So like I would probably get like Tapu Bulu, right? And then maybe a different electric type, but at the same time, I don't know. I just always like Rotom. I just think it's like such a good mon. So like maybe I'm just being like weird. Double Fire makes you super water weak and like rock weak, but whatever. I guess you got Komodo. If not Bulu, then man, where are the ground resists? You can get like a really, really fat psychic, like Cresselia or Reuniclus or DOD. I really like the idea of DOD getting you spikes for this team. Just lay down the hazards. Other ground resists. Damn, where are they? Chestnut. Chestnut's not bad. Delmise. Like, you desperately need something to not lose the ground types. So... You get a floater, like Sigilith maybe, I guess. Gourgeist. Like, you just need, like, a better grass type. In my opinion. All this stuff, it needed a better grass type. There's a lot wrong with this team, but I feel like it's mainly just like free agent, Registeel. I don't even know why you needed Porygon Z. I guess the thing about like the Dark typing thing is like you're kind of weak to Ghost types, but like you're weak to physical Ghost types because you got Bulletproof. Definitely weak to some physical Ghost types. So like Frostlass, Malone Marowak, stuff like that. But you have like ways to handle those Pokemon too, so it's not like horrible. I think this is another team that just got like shit the bed halfway through. But I like the previous team better. So I'm gonna put your one below that. Utah Muse. Is it Mew or Muse? Muse. And last, Davion! Yo, I haven't seen Davion in a while. What do you got, Davion? You got Zeraora, Mega Garchomp, Weavile. Yo, they're that Weavile I keep talking about. Volcarona, Gyarados, Uxie, Galarian, Weezing, Bronzong, Porygon 2, Fortress, and Poliwrath. Thugs! No one knows who Thugs is. Don't worry about it. Okay, so this isn't really like a bad thing, right? This could just be coincidence. But I'm gonna like bring it up. I'm just gonna mention it. It's not a bad thing. Drop Poliwrath and pick up something that can abuse all these Trick Room setters that you got. Is Crabominable there? Go get Crabominable. That's a fucking strong motherfucker under Trick Room. What else? I guess Mega Banette. But you have a Mega, right? You have Mega Garchomp, yeah. Like, get you something that can actually, like, really punish stuff under Trick Room. Because you have, like, a lot of ways to put up Trick Room. And, like, what are you really bringing Poliwrath for? Be honest with me. What are you bringing Poliwrath for? You can drop it. Get something that's really going to mess something up under Trick Room. I don't actually see a lot. Like I said, I mentioned Crabominable. I love Crabominable. That's, again, like, me being biased, I guess. Oh, sweet. Have a look at it, yeah. Literally anything. Just, like, get something that just, like, really messes... Like, maybe Dusknoir offensive. Dusknoir could be a thing. Alolan Executor. Crabominable, like I mentioned. A third time. Do it. Is that attacker around here somewhere? Probably not. Like, find something that you like. Find something that you like that can work under Trick Room and exchange Poliwrath for. Because, like, what are you using Poliwrath for? A Dark Resist, you have Galarian Weavile. And you also have Garchomp, which can be knocked off. What are you using it for? A Water Resist, you have Gyarados. I guess you need a bulkier water, but not really. Oh, you definitely do need it for a Water Resist. Ooh. But you're still not going to bring it. Just, like... I guess you could. But I feel like you're finding it. I feel like you can make your way around water types. Like, strong water types didn't get drafted other than, like, Keldeo. Which you have Gyarados, which can stop it. Uxie, which can switch into it. Uxie will absorb it. Feraligatr is, like, the next most worrisome one. But you have ways to revenge it. Like, Zeraora can just run, like, Bulky Scarf and Plasma Fist it to death. And Fortress can handle it. Weaken it to the point where it can be revenged by something like Priority. And it doesn't set up super well except against, like, something that's gonna... It's gonna have to run, like, Glum, in my opinion. Because everything that it could maybe set up on that's not gonna immediately just mess its life up is gonna either, like, do a shit ton of damage and put it in revenge range, or it's gonna status it. Uxie is gonna Thunder Wave it, Porygon 2 is gonna Thunder Wave it, Bronzong and Galarian Weezing are gonna Toxic Protect and stall it out. Weezing can actually handle, Feraligatr somewhat, because it's gonna have to rely on, like, Life Orb Earthquake, but it won't be able to fit that, because it's gonna be wanting Water Ice Crunch. It could, but I wouldn't see it. And it can just be neutralized and be so much easier to handle. Double electric immunity, which is really nice. Just shut down all electric types. That's not like Coco. Especially something like Gyarados. Your setters are Garchomp, Uxie, Bronzong, Fortress. You're fine. Uxie is just one of those mons that can just run rocks for the fuck of it. Same thing with Bronzong. You have Toxic Spikes. You have Spikes and another Toxic Spiker. You have ways to get slow pivots with like Uxie and teleport. Volt switch on Fortress. Like, you have ways. Like, I think this team is really, really cool. Please fucking get rid of Poliwrath and get something that's really gonna abuse that terrain. I promise you. I swear to you. I swear to you, Crabominable is like the dumbest fucking Pokemon to try and switch into. It just murders everything. Like, what is their fucking fighting resist gonna do? Who gives a shit? Drop the hammer. Drop the fucking hammer. Banded Ice Hammer. Let's go. Do it. Do it. As far as Dragon types, you have Galarian Weezing, Bronzong, Handlim. You also have Ice Shard Weavile. You also have a Fortress, so that's really, really good. Fairy Killing is like it's kind of not amazing. Like, there's ways to hurt them really bad, but there's nothing that's going to, like, immediately just mess them the fuck up. Bronzong's going to do a lot of damage. And, like, Mega Aggron is something I mentioned earlier about how it's, like, defensive, so maybe it's not the greatest, but, like, Mega Aggron's strong and can punish those fairies, and it's always max damage. Bronzong isn't able to max damage as often, so it's not, like, as killing fairy types. So you just gotta be careful of that. Again, you have ways to do it. It's just you gotta be careful in your calcs to make sure nothing can, like, absorb them too well. Special breakers, physical breakers, you got both. Volcarona can be a good special breaker. I say special breaking is your hardest, so maybe get a special breaker when you get that Trick Room. Hint, hint. It's not bad. I like this. Good team. You've ground resist. Water resist, I guess, is like your weakest thing. That's why I guess you picked up Poliwrath. But, drop it, because I said so. Now then, I'm going to put you above the Phantoms, and I think that's what it's going to be. Vegas Golden D-Knights. So that the Gold Coast Gyarados, actually the two favorite teams of mine were like one on top of each other, and they're both teams that like I use. Like, I've used very similar versions of these teams. I love them to death. I probably would pick them right this second and just run with them. Maybe less so this one. I might change this one a little bit. Just because, like, I mean, I mentioned it. Like, I've mentioned my issues with it. I actually didn't do good with this team. I had to, like, I think it's just because of burnout, but I don't know. Maybe I try it again. This team, this other team, I probably would not change a thing. Maybe Chandelure, like I said, but I probably would just not change a thing. I'd probably just run it as is. Amazing team. Box, good job. Dashing Sceptile, I'm sorry, but I kept putting people above you. Yeah. Yeah, there was just, like, so many problems with this team. So, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a very long video, and I gotta go get it up now. So, there's no editing to this. There's not gonna be shit. I actually do have to edit. I gotta put in music. Damn. Alright, so it's gonna be going late tonight. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye! Don't forget to like and sub.